Hey everyone, this is going to be a very personal video today. I just want to share this with you. Today is July 3rd, 2023, and exactly 20 years ago this morning, Steph and I started our new adventures in life living as expats. So we hopped on a flight from Detroit, Michigan, landed in Belize City, and from there, 20 years ago today, started off on a life that we could not even have begun to imagine what it would turn into. And I just want to share with you a couple of tips, tricks, a little bit of advice as I've learned things along the way. And hopefully this inspires some of you to make that next step, to make the move, to try something different, to try to live a life of more adventure, more depth, more variety. And so listen, man, I am standing here in the French Riviera, Nice, the Côte d'Azur, and I'm just so appreciative of what Steph and I have been able to do. And 90% of it, 90% of why we're able to do what we do today is because of Belize. And so I owe a lot of gratitude to the country of Belize, the people of Belize, the good friends that I met along the way. Like I said, 20 years ago today, we landed in Belize. We found a very small house to rent in a little village called Hattieville. The house cost $150 a month. So it was nothing, $150 a month. Very simple village. But at that time, you know, we weren't rich. We didn't have any money by any means. I had a little bit of money saved up. For those of you who heard the story before, I used a plastic Coke bottle to put $10 a week in, just so we could save up enough money to buy the flights to Belize, to check out the country, to see if it's somewhere we wanted to live. I got enough money to do that in 2002. 2003, we had saved up a little more money, and that was enough to pay rent for a while and some utilities and some food. And we flew down there with the entire goal of staying for 1 year. That's it. We told ourselves, if we can just have 1 year living as expats, that year would be packed full of experiences that we could never have imagined we'd have, and potentially it could be life-changing. So we did it, and the year was just that. It was incredible. And then we thought, you know, why not extend this? Can we stay another year? And by the time 2 years went by, 3 years went by, all of a sudden we found ourselves living in Belize full-time with residency. All right, so we were able to get our work permit for the first year. After that, get a permanent residency card. And we started off on this just amazing journey. I won't go through all the details now, but since then, Belize, and in particular, our Belize real estate investments, has enabled us to travel to over 45 countries, live in different places around the world. And in doing so, I will tell you that we have kept our lives very, very simple. So it doesn't cost us a lot of money to live how we live. We rent. We try to find good deals on rent wherever we go in the world. We have no kids, no dog, no cat, no cars, no boats, no airplanes. We don't even have any furniture. All right, the places that we rent usually come fully furnished. So because of that, we don't have any housing expenses really. And we keep our lives very simple. All right, just Steph and I. So how much does it cost to eat and to put clothes on? Not much. What we do pour a lot of our investments back into is Belize real estate, number one. All right, so we keep our life simple so that the money we do get, we can put back into real estate. And then with that, oftentimes comes the ability to capitalize on some appreciation or turn an investment into a mortgage, which I know a lot of you guys have been doing, you know, with Steph and I's help. We've been showing you how to do that. And then when those little checks start coming in every month, you know, using a portion of that Belize real estate investment return to go and just do fun things, right? So we've been to China, to Japan, to Dubai, to Australia, to South America. Now we have a nice trip coming up here in Greece in August. I'm in the middle of this 18-week challenge where I'm trying to get in the best shape of my life. That's having its own ups and downs, but we're renting a 55-foot sailboat with 3 other couples. Gonna go out and just sail the islands for a week. that is all done with Belize real estate and investment returns. And I know life is not just about financial returns, of course not. But for those of you who are watching this channel for Belize real estate investments or Belize real estate purchases or ownership to accomplish your goals might be to find a little plot of land to build on someday, to turn that land into a vacation home, retirement home, Airbnb, somewhere where you can make memories with friends, family, and loved ones. And you might be watching my channel, maybe watching other people's channels, which I 100% encourage you to do. I think each of us putting out information on Belize has a little bit of a different spin, a little bit of a different take on the information we put out. But I respect any and all YouTubers right now who are trying to get Belize more well-known and to help collectively all of our clients to have the best possible chance at making a good investment. So here's one thing I learned is that sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but I get decision fatigue really, really easily. So if I have a lot of options in front of me, I just kind of shut down because I don't want to make the wrong decision. And this has happened with Belize. We were living on the mainland and we knew we needed to move from our small village into somewhere where we could make a living, try to find more permanent source of income rather than my income from the States, which was kind of hit and miss at the time. And so I was going back and forth between the Cayo district, San Ignacio, and Ambergris Caye. And I remember very clearly for about 4 to 6 weeks, I was really struggling. And, this was keeping me up at night, what decisions should we make? Where should we go? What should we do? And then finally one morning I woke up and I said, that's it. I'm making a decision today. That's it. So I took a piece of paper and I drew a line down the center of it. And on the left-hand side, I wrote San Ignacio at the top. And on the right, I wrote San Pedro. And I put all the reasons why we should and should not move to San Ignacio. And I did the same thing for San Pedro. And let me tell you, within 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes, it was very clear that San Pedro should be our choice. At that time, I didn't know why, didn't know how things would work out, but I knew that I had the best possible chance of success going to San Pedro. And as it turns out, I was right. So here's the thing for you guys, because I know a lot of you, the questions are coming in right now, is that you're getting decision fatigue, looking at all the different subdivisions and videos, and you're looking at this lot size and that lot size, and you're going to, should I buy in Secret Beach or Habaneros or Palm Bay or, Caribbean Cove? You got all these subdivision names in your head, and it's just kind of getting overwhelming. At some point, do your research, learn as much as you can, get a piece of paper, write it down the center, and say, okay, what are the key factors in my decision making? If it's budget, first of all, it's normally budget for us, right? Because if money's unlimited, we just throw money at a problem and make a decision and change course as we move. Most of the time it's budget. So my advice is to pick something that you can afford and pick an area and just go with it. Just pull the trigger, knowing that this doesn't have to be a forever decision. When Steph and I moved to the mainland, it wasn't a forever decision. It was like, hey, let's go there for a year. When we moved to San Pedro, that ended up not being a forever decision as well because of my wife's health. We are currently situated in the south of France right now, still go back and forth to Belize. So, split our time between Belize and Europe. That being said, this is not a forever destination here. We're renting a place right over there. All right, got a beautiful view. At some point in our life, we might want to do something else. But at least we have had these experiences. And what a real estate purchase in Belize can do for you is give you something to focus on right now as a next step. Nothing has to be forever, but just get in the game, because there's the old cliche, and I like this one, where focus goes, energy flows. So let me tell you what happens. As soon as I bought my first property on Ambergris Caye, it was a little $10,000 Grand Belizean Estates lot. I didn't have any money. And one of my real estate mentors told me, he said, look, you can't sell something that you don't believe in. And the best way you can start to believe in something is to own it. And I guess that would be my tip too, for all you guys talking to a bunch of different realtors, is ask them, what do they own? how have they invested and why, right? Because their style could be different from your style, and what they own might be completely different than what you want to own. But at least ask the question: do you own what you're selling? Do you believe in your vision of what you're painting for other people enough to do it yourself, right? So if someone is painting a picture of this fantastic new place or this type of rental or this area, say, okay, great, I believe it. But, have you put your money in that same area? And if not, why not? If so, why so? It's a great conversation to have, by the way. And so anyways, going back, where focus goes, energy flows. What happens is when you buy that first piece of real estate in Belize, your mind comes up with all of these reasons why that was the best possible purchase you could have ever made in your life. It really does. And then you start to think, okay, if this was the best possible investment I've ever made, why, and how can I make that come true? What is the reasons why this was a good investment? And now every day when you wake up, you're having your coffee in the morning, you're thinking, man, I have this property in Belize. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I don't know if I'm gonna build on it. I don't know, I'll figure that out when I get there. But I know that this little slice of paradise is there waiting for me when I need it to be. I picked a good area. I picked something within my budget. I love it. I can tell my friends, hey, how many of you guys own a property in Belize? Got a little bit of bragging rights there. I think it's pretty cool. It's not bad for the ego, to be sitting, especially as right now it's summertime, right? North America, Canada. But, when the weather turns cold, December, January, February, and it's snowing and you're driving on icy roads, and you get into your office and you have a little picture on your desk of your property in Belize, and somebody comes up to you to ask a question, and you're just staring at this beautiful property, and they say, what's that? Oh, I own property in Belize. It makes it a lot easier to get through the day, let me tell you. So anyways, listen guys, I'm gonna head out. Got a little bit of work to do now. But Steph and I think I'm gonna grab Steph today. We're gonna do a full-blown video on this because I like to share her input on what it's like leaving the U.S. 20 years ago. So 20 years ago today, guys, Steph and I left the U.S. Of course, we go back to see family and friends, but it hasn't been our home for 20 years. And since then, we've had adventures. We've made friends, deep friends that are just incredible. We've ate fantastic food, drank incredible wines, had experiences, bumps along the way. Definitely had some ups and downs. And this entire journey, we've had nothing figured out. Nothing. Just once you start to go down a path, life has an amazing way of working things out for you. So hey, hope this is inspirational. I know for Steph and I, if we were scared, which we have been scared, we would have never taken that first step. We would have never been able to live the life we're living. So hey, hope you guys are doing well. Hit me on the chat below if you guys got any questions, comments, concerns. Be happy to see if we can help you out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you would. Share this with family and friends. Hope to see you in Belize too. Coming up real soon. Take care of yourselves. Live a life of adventure.